What if your failures weren't caused by bad luck, but by something deeper inside you? This is the story of a young archer who believed he was cursed until a something changed his life. Stay with me. This lesson might change yours too. Alerio was a young archer, admired by many for his natural talent. His arrows were swift, his form nearly flawless. But inside, Alerio carried a quiet frustration. Each time he missed the mark, especially in competition or under pressure, it felt like more than just a mistake. It felt like betrayal, like fate itself was against him. "Why does this always happen to me?" he muttered after a poor performance at a local tournament. "I train, I study, but when it matters, something always goes wrong. I must be cursed." That's when the old master appeared again, standing at the edge of the field, observing silently. He had seen this pattern in Alerio more than once. "You are not cursed, Alerio," the master said calmly, his voice like still water. Alerio turned, surprised. "Then how do you explain this?" He pointed at the missed target, the broken arrow. "I do everything right. I prepare, and still, this happens." The master walked over and sat beside him. "I once believed as you do, that life handed me the short end of the stick, that I was surrounded by luckier men, better positioned, favored by fate. I blamed the wind, the bow, the judges, even the gods, until I read something unexpected but powerful." "What was it?" Alerio asked. "A small, unassuming book, a translation of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus. In it, I read a sentence that shook me to my core. It is not events that disturb us, but our judgment about them." Alerio furrowed his brow. "Judgment? You mean how we interpret things?" "Yes," the master nodded. "You see, we often confuse facts with emotions. You missed a shot, that is a fact. But calling yourself cursed or unlucky, that's your judgment. And judgments are often illusions, shaped by fear, pride, or ego." Alerio looked away, uncertain. "So, what am I supposed to do? Just pretend it doesn't matter?" "No," the master smiled. "Stoicism is not indifference, it's clarity. It's the discipline of seeing things as they truly are. Missing a shot doesn't define you, but your reaction to it, that does." He stood and walked toward the equipment rack, picking up an old bow with worn leather. "Come, I want to show you something." They walked to the far side of the field, where an unfamiliar target stood. It moved gently, suspended by ropes swaying with the breeze. "This," the master said, "is your next challenge. Tomorrow you'll shoot at this target." Alerio blinked. "But it's moving. That's not fair." "Exactly," the master replied. "Life is not fair. Life moves. Life shifts. Your aim must not be rigid. It must be resilient." Alerio exhaled, eyes fixed on the swinging target. "And what if I miss again?" "Then," the master said, "you'll learn again, and that is the entire point." That night, Alerio could not sleep. He lay in bed, thoughts circling like birds above a battlefield. Was it really just about perception? Was it possible that all his talk of bad luck had blinded him to his own role in his suffering? In the stillness, he remembered another quote the master had shared. "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." It had been written by Marcus Aurelius, an emperor and a student of Stoic thought. Alerio whispered it to himself. Not a prayer, but a possibility. If this story has you wondering what might be moving your own target in life, stay with me and give a like. The next part of Alerio's journey reveals a truth many ignore, right before their greatest breakthrough. The next morning, Alerio stood in the pale dawn light. The field was quiet, save for the creak of the ropes as the target swayed in the wind. He adjusted his grip on the bow, took a breath, another. But his mind was still noisy. Doubt clawed at his confidence. What if I fail again? What if the master is wrong? From behind, he heard the familiar voice. What if this failure is the exact teacher you need? The master approached, hands behind his back. I still don't understand, Alerio admitted. If I prepare, if I train, why does it still go wrong? The master gestured to the sky. The wind does not blow at your command. The sun does not rise when you will it. Why should life be different? What matters is not what happens, but whether you are prepared for anything that happens. He looked at Alerio closely. And preparation is not just physical. It is mental, emotional, spiritual. Alerio nodded slowly. Then, I will shoot, not to prove myself, but to test my mindset. He drew the bow, listened to the wind, released. The arrow flew and landed slightly off-center. Alerio looked and smiled. The master raised an eyebrow. You're smiling. Because I didn't flinch, Alerio said. I didn't fear the miss. I embraced it. The master placed a hand on his shoulder. That is the mark of a true Stoic archer. You did not aim with anxiety. You aimed with presence. That evening, beneath the same old tree, Alerio sat with the master once more. The sun was setting, casting golden light across the field. Tell me, Alerio said, what made that book so powerful for you? The master leaned back, eyes on the sky. Because it named what I had always felt but could never explain, that I was making my pain worse by believing I was powerless. Stoicism gave me tools to see clearly, to endure with grace, to act without expectation. He turned to Alerio. And you now have those tools as well. But remember, you must use them daily, not just when the wind is calm, but especially when the storm rages. Alerio bowed his head. Then I'll keep training, not just my aim, but my inner posture. After countless missed shots and self-blame, Alerio discovered that nothing in life, whether victory or failure, truly happens to us. What happens is simply an external event. The arrow splits the wood or falls short. It's our judgment about that event. I'm cursed. I must prove myself. I'm powerless. That amplifies our suffering. Lesson 1. Perception shapes reality. Epictetus reminds us, it is not events that disturb us, but our judgment about them. A missed mark is just that, a fact. Calling ourselves unlucky is a choice. By seeing events clearly without fear or pride, we free ourselves from needless anguish. Lesson 2. Life moves. So must we. Just as the target sways in the wind, life never sits still. We cannot command the breeze, the sunrise, or other people's actions. If we insist on rigid control, we'll always be at odds with reality. Resilient aim means adapting our mindset to whatever arises. Lesson 3. Preparation is holistic. True readiness extends beyond muscles and technique. It includes mental training, cultivating calm under pressure, emotional training, managing frustration, and even spiritual training, finding purpose beyond outcomes. Alerio learned to shoot not to prove himself, but to test his mindset. Lesson 4. Embrace the miss. When his arrow landed just off-center, Alerio smiled. He didn't flinch. He had learned that a so-called failure is simply another lesson. Each miss teaches us where we still hold tension, where our focus still wavers. Lesson 5. Inner posture matters. Most at day's end, beneath the golden light, the master named what Alerio had only felt. Believing in our own powerlessness makes pain worse. Stoicism equips us with tools, clarity of thought, the discipline to endure, the grace to act without expectation. Practiced daily, they transform our inner posture so that even in storms, when when life's rain won't let up, we stand calm, centered, and ready. If you're done chasing luck and ready to master your own mindset, turning every challenge into an opportunity for growth, follow Perle Mentis. Your next breakthrough awaits.